another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach.
Darling. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Ha ha! Ooh, wait a minute, my allergies, honey. Ooh. I went blue for a minute, honey. I got my eyes are watering and carrying on. They're itching just a little bit. But y'all know I go through all this with my allergies at this time of the evening. But hello. They're all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, my tea leaf readers, my tea baggers, and my tea biscuits, honey. What's up? What is your tea, honey? It's another glorious day, my darlings, and you know what time it is, darlings. And I hope you got all of your crumpets together because, darlings, it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach. What you know no good, babies. What you know no good. Ooh. It's another one of those weeks, chat. It is another one of those weeks. The last 7 days has been very interesting. We're going through a lot down here in the city of College Park, Georgia, honey, with our city council and mayor and carrying on. Just half of them filed another lawsuit against the damn city and this, that, and other. It is really becoming very interesting how they're deciding to govern this particular body, and this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I got folks in my ear and carrying on, want me to run again, honey. They want me to run. They want me to run next year, child. And I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, vanity says yes, but I don't know we will see. I got a whole year from now to make up my mind and carrying on and to get some things in place and, to build a team and all this, that, and other, okay? It is really something. So having said all that, darling, we got a lot going on. And so, in dealing with what we got going on, honey, I'm on the forefront in their convictions and in what they feel and this, that, and the other. So we got a lot going on down here. For those of you who are not in Georgia, I will I challenge you, honey. If you want to find out about the city of College Park, Georgia, just Google College Park, Georgia City Government. Google Mayor Motley Broom, Google College Park City Council. Just do any of that, and it'll come up in your feed, okay, as opposed to what's going on down here. And it has me, a little perplexed or whatever. So, hallelujah. All right. But nonetheless, this is what we're going to face, and we're going to keep on moving. What's in the glass today? This is the last of my red Moscato, children. Y'all see that? This is the last. This has got to get me through the night, child. Because what I got left up in the cupboard, I got some Pinot Noir. Not Pinot. I have Pinot Grigio. I got some Pinot Grigio in the cabinet, and also I got some Irish gin, which I'm not gonna crack right away because I usually don't do gin, honey. Gin make you sin, baby. Okay. Gin will make you sin, honey. So I'm not going to crack that open, but I may go to that Pinot Grigio, honey. I was going to mix it with this, but that may be a little too much. You know, I'm a Boilermaker drinker, so you know, I usually I have vodka in here with this, but no, I'm not going to do that just yet, and carrying on. So yeah, Ooh, so be that as it may. Tonight, darlings. I call today's show the intersection of cuteness overload and adorable avenue. Okay. We're going to start off real cute and light and fluffy. Okay. Because I found a few videos, honey, that are just so heartfelt and so deliciously entertaining. All with children, okay? And these babies, honey, God bless you. It's just gonna bring a smile to your face and carrying on. And I want you guys to have a little fun with me. However, y'all know we're gonna dish the tea, right? There's some bigger conversations that are gonna come out of the things that we have tonight. So it's just gonna be us in the videos and then the conversation, and it's gonna just flow. All right. So I want you to be very interactive with me. Come over here in the comments and let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and et cetera, et cetera. What we got? I got a new face over here in the comments. Tim. Hi, darling. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Big Meach. I'm doing my tracks for slow jam show for my girl. We need to talk. Okay. Yes. How have you been, honey? All of the above and beyond, Sugar Plum. Big Stir, what's up, Buck? Hey, if you want to come up in here, you can. Shout out from Greencastle, Indiana. Come on, Greencastle. Okay. I went to the Chinese herbologist last night and got both tea and natural pills for my blood pressure. I'm determined to naturally get it down. Well, okay, then, honey, go ahead on then. She said, I'm determined, honey. Okay. What you say? And makes a sailor blush. Okay, watch out now. Yes, yeah, okay. What's going on, Mr. Samuel Garza? Hey, what's going on, baby? Okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. This here is April. So, honey, within the next 90 days or so, I got to knuckle down because we want to launch our brand new radio station, honey, coming to you soon. WTEA, honey. What's T Radio, baby? What's T Radio is coming. And yes, I've got to get on my grind and get together with all of that so I can make sure we got some things coming. Okay, what we got? I'm watching you. Okay. Really? Okay, the Lady Huskies, are they kicking ass, honey, growling and carrying on? Well, listen, let's get into this. I want to start here because, honey, I want you guys to just have some warm and fuzzies, okay? We're going to start with the warm and fuzzies, and then we'll go from there. So let's start with this one here first, okay? No, not that one. Hold on, where my baby at? Where my baby? This is her here. Yay! Didn't that baby do them? Hey, let's do that one more time. Do it one more time, because she just that is just. Yay! Isn't that just adorable, child? Isn't that just adorable? Honey, when I saw that, I did not know what to do. I wanted to take them damn cheeks, honey, and just say, come here, Papa. Let's come here and do this thing, child. You hear? I was like, no, honey. Okay, that baby there just did all that. And when I saw it, I'm one of the ones, I do this with everyone, when they have that aha moment. And, when it comes down to children and they get into that whole thing of, I did it, you know, and when kids are into that discovery mode and the exploration of life and carrying on, and everything is brand new. And this baby, honey, she's building her vocabulary skills and carrying on and her communication. And that there was just everything. And it almost brought me to tears. I'm like, oh, look at the baby, and I get even, y'all know I'm a crybaby, okay? And it just did my heart something absolutely fantastic. Now, this is her older brother. Now, catch this. Catch this, okay? Because this here just laid me out. Okay, watch.
My heart is now broken. Pieces are falling apart.
Because she went home.
If she'll come back, my heart will be back together.
Okay.
But right now it's broken.
I'm so sorry it's broken, son.
I'm frustrated.
Okay, it's okay.
Oh, wasn't that just... Did you feel when he said my heart was broken? Now, apparently, as the caption said, his friend, this is his his Judy girlfriend, honey, and she had to go home. The play date was over, so she had to go home. And so now he's sitting up there eating his little goldfish, and he said, my heart is broken. Can you just imagine that? Your child sit up there, your baby sit up there, saying how broken his heart is, honey. Okay, the baby was just broken. He said, my heart is broken. Okay, broken. He said, when she comes back, my heart will be back together again and be whole. But right now, it's broken into many pieces. And he's frustrated. Isn't that just too cute? It's just cuteness overload, honey. It's cuteness overload. Okay? I couldn't stand it, honey. I just can't stand it. And where's my other video, child? I'm trying to get my other video because I want to get these babies together, honey. These babies are just letting us have it today. And I had the other video. I thought I downloaded it. Wait a minute. Where did it go? Oh, come on. See, I thought I was ready. You would think that when I come into the show a little late, right, that I would be ready. And I just had the video, and I don't think that it did what I needed it to do. So let me go back. Oh, good Lord, child. I'm going to have to re-download it or something. Okay. What done happened to my screen? Oh, okay, hold on, y'all, because I went to another page and it went black on me. Technology. I tell y'all, God humbles me, honey. These little things like this humbles me to keep me together, okay? So, yes, darlings, yes. But hold on, I got to go back, and because I got to put this up in here, honey. This here is just everything, okay? This here it's just so everything. It's just so everything. And I'm trying to stay on this thing with the children so that we could get the cuteness together, right? But when I play this next video, we're gonna have a discussion because this here, the baby just said this, child, and I was like, oh, you pumpkin. And in understanding what the baby said, honey, I think that this here is going to start wonderful dialogue with us. Okay, right now, hold on. Let me play the cuteness again because this is just too. Can you stand it? Wait a minute. Y'all see the LMNOP, honey, right? She got. Did she let y'all have that? Did the baby give y'all that LMNOP, honey? Because yes, she did. Yes, that baby did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Okay. Oh, okay, here go these allergies. Okay, hold on. Because it's about to load up. When I played this piece, baby, this here is a little piece of everything. Okay. Okay, y'all ready? Here we go. Catch.
You hurt my feelings by not going outside, so that's why I didn't want to make this a smart choice. You know, earlier I couldn't go outside, so I was still a little sad.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that was a consequence.
But after I was a little sad, I was a little bit upset. More than a little.
More than a little upset?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We all get upset sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't get what we want all the time.
Uh-huh. Mama also don't. Papa also don't. But it's hard for babies to do that. You know, earlier, baby dropped the plate and Papa got angry at her, and I told Papa to make this. I told Papa to stop breathe slow and make a small choice for Papa.
And then did he do it?
Yeah, but earlier I chose to be a tiny bit mad, but after a while I was okay.
You were okay?
Mm-hmm.
Life is like that. We get upset, we get mad, we cry.
That's emotions, Mama.
That's emotions, I know. And then we feel better after we cry.
Yep. You do, even when you're upset or angry. Always different kinds of feelings. Even though when you're scared.
That's another emotion.
Yeah, a different kind of emotion. No, I was wrong. Today I had all them doing my emotions.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is today.
that's okay.
But it means
We're learning.
even though when I was that mad, you still love me that so much?
Of course. Always.
Yeah, I love you too.
Now, wasn't that just killer? Wasn't that just, oh. The baby said, even though I was so angry and stuff earlier, you still love me so much? And Mama said yes. And she said, okay, good, because I love you too. On a big old hug. Child, ain't that everything? We want to talk about emotional intelligence, okay? Emotional intelligence. One of the things that these three clips that I've played has shown us is about our children, okay? Now, y'all know I am not one who loves to throw the what about the kids argument, right? Because I think that's a convenient argument. But in this case, I'm not going to throw it as an argument. What I want to do is show us how our children are like sponges, okay? And they will pick up It will soak up everything. Let's go in order. Let's start with the alphabet that you just can't get enough of, honey. This little baby, honey, does these alphabets, and as she's doing it in her way and carrying on, honey, and it's such an accomplishment because she wanted her applause. Yay! Okay. And wanted to feel good about accomplishing that, right? And that there. How many of us are still tapped into that inner child like that? How many of us are still looking for that acceptance? And oftentimes, I really believe that that's what we want across the board. I think as adults, we're still looking for somebody. A lot of us will call it validation. But I think most of the time, it's that inner child wanting to be accepted, to say, yay, I did it right. Let me have my flowers. Let me have my accolades. Let me have my time in the spotlight. Let me have my moment. Can I have my moment? Right? And I think as we get older, what ends up happening is that life gives us a list of experiences, and the child in us want that. But the adult in us want more than that. I think our emotional intelligence ends up becoming a little distorted because we're not honest with it. Oftentimes, when we're seeking adoration and applause, and in some regards, gratuitous praise, it comes across as validation because we don't feel like we're worthy enough. We don't feel like we have aspired to be all that we can be. We feel, less than, and our self-esteem is in the low. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes what this baby just garnered of okay, yes, I did this, and yay, I got through it, because that there was, see, what that baby know is, when she's saying her ABCs, after she got through, is the applause, because that's what's supposed to come after, right? So you saw she had to give it to herself, because when she did it, she said, yay. And then everybody else went, yay, right? How many of us have been there in our own lives where our own emotional intelligence says, I got to pat my own self on the back with this one, because you're not going to get it. Wait a minute, let me do something. I got my little clapper. Okay. Pat yourself on the back. Okay. And give yourself that praise, that adulation, the applause. Okay. When we're looking for that, oftentimes I think as we get older and go through our own life's vicissitudes, and get into those spaces where we want, just to say, hey, you did it. Yay, baby, I'm on your team. Yay, we can applaud them because you did that. How many of us are left behind? You've done all the work. How many of y'all work in y'all churches and carrying on? And it's so thankless. How many of y'all are volunteers with many different organizations? And yet you're the one that get looked over because you may not be the popular one, or you may not be the boisterous one, or whatever, right? How many of you are on your jobs and you are, you go above and beyond, but you never got employee of the year or of the month, or whatever the case may be, right? But yeah, you still press on. And every now and again, you want somebody to just acknowledge and say, you know what, hey, this is what we do, and this, that, and the other. But like that baby, the baby was like, hey, I got through that. I did my element OP, honey, and I got through that. And I sang the song from start to finish, honey. Give me mine, right? Now let's go to her big brother. When he said, I'm frustrated. My heart is broken. Baby, did you feel that? And then it's his voice on top of it. See, one of the things about kids, when they start having grown-up conversations and carrying on, and it's in their vocal tones, because you could hear all of that in their tones. And it's that's what ends up killing you, right? You get the puppy dog eyes and then that tone of voice, honey, that they can't control because they don't know what it is, right? And they go through and do the thing, and it becomes a whole production in your heart and tug on your heartstrings and things of that nature. They just sitting up there looking like, Lord have mercy, this little baby, right? This little brother, honey, he is hard. He said, my heart is broken into many, many pieces. And it was the mother. She said, oh, your heart is broken. I'm so sorry. Okay. And mama's tone, honey, just took me out, right? And so when you're going through all of these kinds of things, it's like, okay, here we are. For a young man to be able to say, hey, my heart is broken, right? And I wish that these are the kinds of lessons that we teach our young boys. Because when my generation is, a boy ain't supposed to cry, he ain't supposed to show emotion, he ain't. Okay? He's supposed to get out there. Long as he got that appendix between his legs, honey, he's a man. He's supposed to get out there, work, suck it up, this, that, and other. We've all been told that's what men are supposed to be. All right. And that there does us a disservice because it doesn't allow us to process emotions. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. I've got to get something to sit on because I swear I got one of these little supposed pillows, right? That's supposed to align your back and stuff, right? If you sit on it. But ever since I got this damn thing, y'all always see me go to the middle of my back, right up under my neck and stuff. It's because I keep feeling like I'm tensing up right there. Like, oh, that's just hurts. And I'm like, okay, well, I thought I'm sitting correctly and shit, but this damn pillow don't work for me. Anywho, let me get back to what I was saying. I just had to readjust my damn back. All up in I get tightness all down my neck and all in my shoulder blades are carrying on. Okay, that's not cute. But nonetheless, I want us to teach our young boys, honey, who are growing up to become men, about understanding their emotions. Okay, he was able to voice that so deliciously. Oh, excuse me. He was able to voice that so deliciously, honey, to where it was like, oh my God, this poor child, and you just want to reach out to him. And like the mother did in this, she let him have his feelings. So a lot of times we got to sit in it in order to learn from it. You understand? You got to sit in that. Oftentimes, see, as we age, many times we want to run from those feelings. We don't want to feel hurt. We don't want to feel sad. So what do? We try to suppress it, or no, not or. We suppress it either by not talking about it, acting as if it didn't happen, or we go out and drug, sex, drink, smoke, shop, do all kinds of things. We get distracted. We go to work thinking that, okay, I'm going to just go to work and take my mind off of it. Or you binge watch your favorite programming and thinking if I could just laugh it off, it's going to go somewhere and I don't have to deal with it. But one of the things about life is we got to learn how to sit in that feeling. Y'all hear Iyanla Vanzant say that a lot. You got to sit in it sometimes, honey, because you got to. She teaches you got to allow your heart to break in order so that you know what you're fixing. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is sit in it because you got to feel it to heal it, honey. You got to feel it to heal it. Oftentimes we get into this whole stance of, fucking no. How many of us go through grief and carrying on? Y'all done been to funerals, y'all done been to a passing of somebody, just something that made you mad. And what the first thing you do? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Never mind. Nope. Sometimes you convince yourself, oh, child, that didn't happen. It didn't happen. Okay, you want to tell yourself it didn't happen because now you're trying to sit down there and process it. All right, you're borderline multiple personality disorder because you about ready to split in your mind, thinking that because you feel as though you can't handle it, instead of sitting in it and feeling what that feels like. as uncomfortable as it is, you got to feel it. Feel it. And then you got to understand what you're feeling. Call it out so that you can heal it. Because now the healing process is building up not just your resistance to that, but understanding what it is so that you know whenever you get triggered here, this here, I cannot do this anymore. This here does not benefit me. Oftentimes, how many of us do that in relationships? And this is perfect because, man, this is a relationship with his little friend. She had to go home and he's heartbroken. But now let's bring it up to adults. How many of us have been in relationships and carried on or thought you were in a relationship? How about that? You thought you were in relationship. And the person exits out your life, or whether they go home or they exit out or however they leave, they're no longer there. And now you got to process that. They done told you, no, it's not you, it's me. Or they done basically told you, no, I ain't feeling you that way. How many of y'all have been in your head in a relationship that you were in, but they wasn't, and you done put all this and poured all this into them? And then they say, oh, you know what? Thank you so much, but baby, I don't see you that way, honey. You're a good friend to me. You my big sister. You my big brother, or the brother I never had, or the father or the mother I never had. I've heard them all. Okay. How do you deal with that? And then you got to process that down. So now you got to sit in that feeling. Sit in it. And now deal with it. And then you got to examine your part in it. What did I do? What did I ignore? What did I miss? And then you got to heal it. And the healing process comes to forgiving yourself, because either I was dumb, I was being stupid, I was being foolish in that, because no, this person never said this, never did that, never did that. But I did this thinking that this, and in my head, I thought that if I did this, it would mean that. So you romanticize something. You done made it all up here and thought it was going to go how you planned, and it didn't do none of those things. Huh? So how many times have we done that? That little baby said, I'm frustrated. Yes, I'm frustrated because I don't understand how come she couldn't stay. You know, this, that, and the third. Well, okay, y'all too young to understand all that. Now it's time for her to go home. Her parents say it's time for her to go home. You know, now, for those of us who are adults in that same scenario, how come we don't process a no? We don't process rejection very well, do we? We don't process rejection well. For whatever reasons. Maybe we think we're too grand. We this is me. I deserve this. I put my mind to it. This is what I said I wanted, and I'm supposed to have it because I can have anything I put my mind to, right? Is that right? Okay. So yeah. So now let's go to the baby that sat down there and said, earlier today, I was upset. And when I dropped the plate, Papa got angry. And I told Papa, stop, breathe slow, and make a smart choice. Now, I want y'all to catch that, honey. Because basically, she just told, she talked herself out of her ass whooping, right? Now, that's what she said. Okay. But the idea of being able to, for this baby to vocalize that, I want y'all to understand the significance of that. This baby was able to sit down and to articulate in full sentences her diagraphed feelings in that particular moment. I was upset a little bit. I did not want to go outside, and I didn't want to go outside because Yes, and Mama said, well, those are consequences. Yes, Mother, those are. But I was a little upset. No, I was a lot upset. Okay. And she corrected herself. She told the truth. I was a lot upset. Okay. So, yeah. In all that anger, and Papa getting upset because she dropped the plate, I said, Papa, no, stop and breathe slowly. And I asked Papa to make a smart choice. Well, did he? Yes. And I was still a tad bit angry, but then I got over it. I was better. Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that just beautiful? Okay. So then she got over it and was able to move forward. Ain't nothing died, ain't nothing kill her, whatever the case may be. You know, it wasn't all that she thought it was, and she was able to move on. And that became very significant. Then, as the mother was talking, those are emotions, mama. Those are emotions. Yes. And then, then she had another emotion and carried on. And she said, well, yes, but we all experience different kinds of emotions. Okay, so it became a teachable moment as well. But then it got down to which the baby said, even though I was a lot mad like that, you still love me so much? How about that? Now let's bring that over here to adulthood. How many of us are still fascinated when we cut a rug and show our asses and carry it on? And you realize, honey, that the person that you done cut up with, they still love you. How many of you tried to get somebody's attention and you just cut a fucking fool? Okay? Doing these stupid ass little tests that I just want to make him jealous because I want to see if he loved me and da 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 da. How many of you have jumped to conclusions when you thought that your old man or your old lady out there doing something nefarious and carrying on and lascivious in the streets? In these streets. Okay. Out there hoeing. Hey, Kaito. Oh, out there doing all that, okay, that you done made up in your head, okay, and then you wonder how they still there and still love you because they're the only somebody to put up with your brand of bullshit, okay? The people who are there in your life are there because they're the ones who will put up with your brand of bullshit. Okay, you are a household product in that man's or that woman's house because they're the ones who subscribe to your bullshit, your name brand bullshit. How about that? They're the ones who subscribe to it. They're the ones who understand how it works. You know, they could even school other people on how you work and operate. Huh? You know how when you get guests that come over to the house to try to operate the TV, and you got to give them the remote and say, no, you got to push this and push this. And then this is the code here. That's what's going to make that work. Right? But you're the someone, honey, who got all that mouth and all this jumping to conclusions, and you got all these damn emotions and shit. Okay? And unlike the baby, you didn't make a smart choice. You want a neck roll. Okay? You want a mush. Okay? And carry it on. And then when it's all said and done and you got to go back to eat some crow, okay, and carry it on and put your, you got to put your foot in your mouth because you done did so much. Then you wonder why he's still there. I don't know how he's still here. Okay. Mm-hmm. You wonder that, right? So like the baby said, what? I was so upset and you still love me so much? Come on. Let's go here to the comments, okay? Buck say, what? Go, baby girl. Okay, did she do it? Remarkable children, great family interaction, okay? I'm looking for acceptance on my funk side. And who else is funky like me? Okay, dig it. Okay. Our self-esteem needs to be uplifted. I know a friend, 70 years old, his self-esteem is down the toilet. Wow. His being blind bugs him. His being black bugs him for some reason. And he goes from church to church crying to God to save him. I don't get it. Yes, you do. He crying for God to save him, but yet he ain't doing nothing for himself. If he's still having a pity party because he's blind, and now he wanted to play. I got the disabled card and I got the race card, and he wants to up there and play pity party or whatever. He's 70 years old. Whatever he did not do with his life that he thought he should have been doing by now, honey, he need to give it up and try something else. Okay, he can still get fulfillment. But he don't want to. He don't want to because he wanted to come in his own packaging. See, that's the other thing with all this. We as human beings get into a whole nother thing to where we want shit to be done the way we want it done. We wanted to come in the special packaging. We wanted to come as precise and this dynamic. And the world don't work like that, honey. It just don't work. Okay. Kids feel heartbreak a hell of a lot more sensitively. I know I was one of those kids. Okay. You know what? So was I, Groove. So was I, honey. I'm still very sensitive and I'm very emphatic. See, I can feel other people's, energy and that feeling. I can feel their emotions and carry it on. So, child, yeah, it can become draining. Okay. Shout out to Aunt Nikki and Reverend Ray. And how about that? The Reverend, okay? I need another computer chair as well. I feel you, okay? The one I fell in love with left 23 years ago. I still haven't forgotten it for whatever reasons. I loved him. And to me, it was a win, really. Okay. Of course you're not going to forget it, darling, because you said you just said it. I loved him. I was in love with him. The man I fell in love with 23 years ago, he left. Okay. So now how did you pick up the pieces? Because you're talking 23 years ago. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Because I'm going to try this. You said, I'm still dealing with it 23 years later. I'm not normal. Most people forget after two months or so. No. Most people act like they forgot. Don't you believe that? Most people will act like, and they will tell you they forgot. But what most people have done was suppress it so that they don't have that feeling anymore. Because they don't want to hurt like that. Especially if this was a first love or whatever the case may be. The very first time I thought I was in love, child, honey, her name was Erica Washington. We were in school together and carrying on, and I was in love with Miss Erica, child. I was so in love with her. But I think she saw me like a brother or something or whatever because her ass got involved with Paul. Okay. And this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, yakly. It was something. It was just something. And so to know that and to know that, whatever that was, and we were like in, what was that, kindergarten, first grade or whatever. And yeah, both. We started off in kindergarten together. We went to first grade. I think we went up to third grade together. And yeah. So I still remember her. And the first guy I fell in love with, my first boyfriend was Tony. That was my first boyfriend. But my first love was Michael. Okay. And girl. Yeah. That was something. And I'm one who fell in love with the guy who told me that I was, oh, that guy in the back seat, so cute, he fine. And he said it and walked off like it was nothing. And to me, that became everything because he wasn't trying to get anything out of me at that time. So I was able, I was like, bitch, we were about to pull up. I told my sister friend, Miss David, I said, David, you better turn this goddamn car around. Hold up. Right. And so I turned around, we went and like, hey, what's up? What's up? We got to talking, this, that, and third. I let myself ignore the fact that that boy was on drugs. I didn't know it at the time. And then when I found out, I'm sitting there thinking that, oh my God, honey, I love him and my love is stronger than anything, honey. I'm going to wean him off that shit. We going to be cool. Okay. That cost me 3 years of my life. Okay. Well, actually more than that, because it was 3 years of a tumultuous up and down because shit, he was in jail and in rehab longer than we've been in the relationship. And then there was some personal hurts that came up out of that child. Oh, me not wanting to let it go. I saw the signs there, but I'm sitting there thinking I can handle this because I'm Demetrius, honey. Shit, yeah, I can handle this. I can handle this. And I couldn't because it was too much for me. I'm dealing with other entities. I'm dealing with other things along with character flaws or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it just did not happen. It didn't happen. And then I think my hurt came when we broke up for the last time was when I tried to move him up here to Detroit because he lived in Toledo, Ohio. And I tried to move him up here to Detroit and thought we could try this because he was trying to get away from Uncle Henry and carrying on and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, here, come on up here. I sent the bus ticket and I'm, doing all that. And when I took him over to my apartment and carried on, he ended up going to get high with my neighbor. Okay. And then when we sat down and we talked about it, we talked for real. And this is when I had my Barbara Streisand funny girl moment. Remember at the end of the picture? Nick came back and she said, I laughed, I cried, I stewed and this, that, but I never really thought about it. And this here was that for me. Michael and I have been up and down and this, that, and that, but we never really sat down and talked about it. Okay. And he ended up telling me something, child, that particular kind of pain, honey, when I talk about it, I still deal with it. So Groove, I know what you mean by 23 years later, because when we had this conversation was in 91. Yeah, 1991, 91. Yeah. Okay. I was 21 years old then. I'm 54 now. Okay. That is 33 years ago. Okay. That this happened. And he set up and told me he was in jail and I was writing him and carrying on. And he told me, he said, well, first he told me this. He said, Demetrius, he says, I love you. I really do. But I don't love you the same way you love me. I don't see you the same way. I said, excuse me? He says, when you look at me, he said, you see me as a husband. He said, I see you as my goody girlfriend. I said, your goody girlfriend. Wow, that's a hell of a title, ain't it? Goody girlfriend. Huh? He said, because you're so easy to talk to, I can share all of my problems with you. I could come to you and talk to you about any and everything. You give me great advice. You have never steered me wrong. So he's never seen me as someone he could partner with. which is why he, our sex life was basically nil and void. I mean, we did, but it was a struggle for him, okay? Because he was always going to go get high so goddamn well. So when he said that, I was mortified, right? But here is where he kicked me in the ding ding. When he was locked up, we were writing and carrying on, and he ended up sending me a 23-page letter that the bitch he was in jail with fucking wrote him, because she wrote a page a day for the time that they were apart. Well, he ended up sending that to me. That's how I know so much about it. And it didn't start getting good to like page 15, 16. And that's when this child started having all of the romance dreams. And when you come home and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And we going to make love in the shower. And then we going to. And I'm like, you sent me this from another bitch? Wait a minute. That was the first time I went to my mother to talk about man problems, child. I did not know how to handle that. But what he told me sitting in my apartment was that every time I was writing him and he wrote me back, it was his handwriting, but it was that bitch telling him what to tell me. I said, what? He said, you were so sincere and everything in it, and I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. So he was the one to tell me what to say when I wrote back. Yeah. How about that? Okay. So when I tell you that I was in up here, sitting in my apartment, looking like a piece of cheese, honey, waiting on the mouse to come and devour it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that heartbreak, I had to sit in it. Had to sit in it. Sit. So much so to where after that, the next 15, 16 years after that, a lot of me going into relationships, I've not had many relationships. I had a lot of sex. Why do I have this cough? Had a lot of sex. I did. Y'all know sex is my addiction. And it was dealing with him that I realized I was running to sex for all of my answers, because I've always felt like I was not the most handsome. I'm not the, I don't come from means or whatever. I was always the one that had to deal with something. I just was. I was always big, but this is before we had a big boy community, being a big one. And this, that, and the third. It was always something with me. It was always something. My nose too big. I'm too, I was into school and carrying on. So, I didn't talk like everybody else. I don't dress like everybody else because I don't have all the name brands or whatever. It was always fucking something. And then being around other, rainbow alphabet children. What T.S. Madison called the LGBTQIA children, because LGBTQIA, the LGBTQIA. Okay. When other gays didn't know how to handle me, because they talking about, oh girl, I don't know, you too gay for me. You too gay for the gays. I'm like, what the hell? That didn't make sense to me. It still doesn't. When I hear that, it still does not. Okay. But not being the one that was always the chosen one. I was always in my group of friends, I was always the single one. Everybody else had relationships. They always had boyfriends. They always had cute somebody. I was always the fifth man out. Okay, everybody partnered but me. Okay. Ugh, shit. That got on my nerves. That got on my fucking nerves. So it was always that. And then here I finally get a boyfriend, and then this motherfucker tells me, oh, I don't feel the same way about you that you do about me. So I then started comparing all of the next men that I dealt with to Michael because I didn't want to have that kind of feeling. I didn't want to have that kind of pain anymore. I didn't want to go through that because I felt like it was nothing. And though I was jealous of my friends having relationships or whatever, then I'm looking at the quality of their relationships. And every time I'm turning around, y'all done broke up but then came how you break up on Monday, bitch, and here it is Saturday. You got a new man by Saturday. Bitch, I'm still sitting up here trying to find one. You know? Or for me, all they wanted from me was sex. And a lot of folks told me, well, that's how you carry yourself. You carry yourself like you just a lay. And I didn't get that at the time, but a lot of that was because when I was in my element and dealing with my addiction, that's what I had in mind. I knew where to go, all the spots and this, that, and other, because that was my high, you know. So that there was difficult. Now, Michael and I had a meeting of the mind finally. And this is 2024. I want to say this was probably either 2017 or 18. Somewhere up in there. He was living in Florida at the time. We found each other online. All right. Catch this. Catch this. I was online on one of the date sites, right? In fact, it was Bear 411, which I don't even fuck with anymore because they didn't change the algorithm on that. I don't fuck with them no more. Going over there, I met someone I was talking with, and we're talking, and just having general conversation. But then all of a sudden, I'm hearing my story come out of this man's mouth. And I said, Lord have mercy. I said, man, you telling my story. He said, what? I said, yes. I said, baby, that sounds just like my ex. And he says, oh, Lord have mercy. You hear one of them too? I said, oh, most definitely. And I'm going through, so we exchanging stories. And I said, yes. And then I called his name. I said, well, yeah, that was Michael, honey. He said, oh, your ex name Michael too? I said, yeah. I said, oh, your ex is Michael? He said, yeah, Michael. I said, well, mine was Michael Hustler Sweeney Jr., honey, out of Toledo, Ohio. And everything went quiet. I'm like, hello? Hello? And then the dude said to me, he said, say that name again. And I said it. He said, damn. I said, what? He said, out of all the people to hook up with on a goddamn dating site, how in the hell I find the one person on this damn thing and we have the same ex? Moment. And then he told me how to find Michael. He said, oh, well, he on here, and this, that, and other. So that's how I was able to get back in touch with him. And so when I reached out to him, he didn't recognize who I was. Okay. And so he had gave me a phone number and I called him. And I'm talking and talking and talking. And he's like, okay. And I could tell he didn't know who I was. So I'm like, Michael, do you know who the fuck I am? He said, yeah, I do. I said, no, you don't, because you acting as if. He said, well, wait a minute. And I called his name. I said, Mike. And it clicked. I said, oh, now you know who the fuck I am. He said, because you're the only somebody who calls my name like that. I said, what? He said, you're the only somebody who calls my name like that. I said, oh. So then now I'm sitting up here thinking I'm going to have my necro money. I'm going to let this motherfucker have it, and for letting him and forgiving and the dissing, and you did this, and Lord have mercy, and oh my God, and motherfucker with that. And he shut it down with this quote. He says, Demetrius, he says, I cannot say that you're not telling me the truth, because if you're telling it to me, it must be true. And I apologize for hurting you. He says, but I don't remember none of that because I was so into my addiction. My only thing I was trying to do was get high. So I know I did any and everything to accomplish that goal. So if I did any of those things to you, I have to apologize because I don't remember. So, you know, that just deflated my balloon, right? And then in that moment, I kind of felt like my mother. I can only imagine what she felt like, because she told me that that's the same thing my daddy told her. When she sat down, her and my father had a conversation, and he claimed he don't remember doing this and didn't remember doing that to her, and blah, 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 blah. And when she told me that, I said, how the fuck he don't remember? You know? And then and it was in that moment I said the same thing about Michael. I was like, how in the hell you don't remember this? And it is burned in my head. It is etched in my memories, you know. But addiction is addiction. And I told him about me and mine and this, that, and the other. So now we exchanging horror stories. And so that was the start of us rekindling some kind of communication. Well, I moved here to Georgia, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, this particular time, he was living in Florida, and he was coming through Georgia because he was on his way home to Ohio. He says, can I stop by? And I got nervous, because this is going to be the first time that we've seen each other in almost 20 years, right? I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? You know, I'm like, okay. So I said, yeah, come on, you come through. I'm gonna feed him and everything and make sure he has something to eat. So he came through, we talking. And he stopped by because he'd end up taking me somewhere I've never been before. And that it was an NA convention. And he finally went and got clean. And he was there, and he wanted to show me something. And I said, well, wait a minute. You said that's an NA thing. I said, child, narcotics was not my thing. He said, no, what you have to understand is addiction is addiction. He said, and I believe something in here will help you. So I went with him. And I'm in the thing, and I had such an emotional epiphany, because there was a part in the program where they give everybody their kudos for them being clean. And so they started who got 50 years clean, and they went down, you know, all the way down. Okay, at that particular point, just because I fell off my wagon, and had to start the fuck back over. And at that point, I think I was maybe 7. No, I was 11. I was 11. No, I think I was 7. No, I was 11. 11 years. And they got to my number, so I stood up when they got to my number. And it just became so emotional because when they got down to the one girl, and I'm welling up now because that was such a powerful scene. When the one baby that was there, that was her first day clean, and how they rallied around her. Oh, that I'll never forget that. I would never forget that. That was so powerful. That was so powerful. Oh, that was so powerful. That was powerful. And I was like, wow, just being around that atmosphere. Now, of course, I got a little shade here and there from those who, who look like I thought, that okay, no, your addiction is sex. We talk about, drugs and carrying on and blah blah blah. But as I was telling my story, I said, I know what DTs are. Okay, I know what it is to control yourself or whatever because it's on you. Your Jones is on you, and it's on you bad, and it's on you realizing that the monkey winning because you are powerless, or not powerless. You just don't have enough strength to conquer that motherfucker, and this motherfucker whooping your ass, and you trying to fight back, and you can't fight this shit no more. I know what that is. Huh? I know what that is. And being there, that was the whole thing. So then after we left, we went to come get something to eat. And of course we came back here. I just do. And so of course he came in my room and we slept in the bed together. And, and he told me he usually don't either. But that night we both slept with our clothes on and we were able to really just sleep in the bed. Nothing happened, sexually or anything like that. And I'm so thankful that it didn't because I didn't want that to confuse anything. I didn't want it to reignite nothing. I did not want that at all. Okay. Do I still have my fantasies and carrying on? Of course I do. Michael had a big old huge ass. Michael's ass was on his motherfucking back. It was so cute. Michael's ass naturally is what folks get BBLs for. Okay, so and of course, and he had gained a little weight and carried on, looking all cute and things. Of course, I was there in the fantasy world. But the reality of that was that would not have gone over. I called my best friend and told Yubi, I said, Yubes, I said, bitch, I'm nervous. I said, Yubi, I'm nervous. I don't know how this is going to be. I don't know how this is going to end. She said, girl, you're going to have to make up your mind. And you're going to have to make that decision. I said, okay, I know, but I'm nervous. And she over there waiting on pins and needles, child, waiting on me to call her to give her the tea. Okay, to give her the tea, honey. She want to know what the fuck that happened. And when Michael left, we've been talking with each other. We haven't talked to each other in a minute, but we've been in communication since 11. I haven't seen him since that day. Okay. Now, here's something that he had to discover, that Michael's really into white guys. And he had to discover that about himself. So, it was a whole big old discovery for the both of us. Okay. So, yeah, having to sit in that. Again, sitting in the heartache. You got to sit in it. And you got to feel it in order to heal it. And after all that time of dealing with him, and this is to you, Groove, after all that time of dealing with what I thought mentally that put me through, because I'm comparing everything to him. I'm comparing everything to that experience. I'm comparing everything that I did not want to happen. I compared it to him because that was my first major boyfriend hurt, and oh my God, how could you do this to me kind of thing. And Michael was my first love. you know, as far as me having a boyfriend. He was the first guy that I actually have fallen in love with and was willing to do the whole thing about and carrying on. So I'm like, wow. So Groove, yeah, of course you still deal with it because of the nature of the hurt, the nature of the thing. You're gonna do that. You're gonna do it. So okay, y'all in my business. Okay. So be that as it may, but all of that, going back to these adorable children and that emotional intelligence, like the baby was, she was able to rationalize it and have full synthesis. I don't know how old that baby. I'm gonna say that baby can't be no older than 3 or 4. Okay, and is that aware of who she is. Okay, that kind of awareness. Oh, darling, that's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, and that's something that we all have to go through. Okay. So let's move on, cause child, I'm here, honey. Oh my Lord, I didn't mean for this to get cathartic like that. But it does, okay? It does. But wait a minute, did I play this? Let me go back up here for some more adorability. I think I did play this, but I'm gonna play this again so I get rid of this video later. Look at this little baby. Now watch this.
Thank you for having me. I am here to speak to you about the importance and benefits of reading. I personally read every day and absolutely love the adventure of reading. I will stand before you and speak with confidence and not be afraid. Reading every day has made me smarter. Reading has also strengthened my vocabulary and language skills, allowing me to pronounce new and big words without even thinking about it. Reading has incredibly enriched my long-term memory.
Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? I'm at the intersection of cuteness overload and adorable avenue, honey. This little baby sat up here and said, I'm gonna speak with confidence and not be afraid. This little baby is telling folks, standing on a table, I stand before you on this table, child, to give you the 411 on reading. Okay, he dishing the tea about reading and how it has strengthened his vocabulary. Okay, how about that? Okay, and language skills. Catch it. Okay. So now what do you do about that, honey? What do you do when you have that little baby talking like that, honey? Little baby sitting up there letting you have it. Okay, what do you do with it? How do you deal with it? How, darling? How? Okay. Those are the kinds of things that I'm telling you, that's just cute. That's just so adorable. And I just could not. Wait a minute, I got one more? Oh, this is so adorable. What was this?
This little girl was play fighting with her dad when suddenly she heard a loud thunder. She then switched up immediately, now running to her dad to hold her and protect her.
Ain't that cute? She said, oh. And ran to her daddy's arms, child. Oh, child, that's just too adorable. That there, again, the bigger discussion, the bigger discussion out of this cuteness and adorableness. With the little baby with this reading and understanding that he's able to give his confidence and able to increase his language skills or whatever, that there is making him an effective person, that way he can stand anywhere, and understand that reading is the key. I like to read. I used to love reading, but I've gotten out of reading as much as I used to, and I want to pick it back up so that I'm one who loves to build my vocabulary. And actually, I'm looking to get into Toastmasters and some things so that I can talk. Wait a minute, is that tomorrow? Oh shit! I'm supposed to be doing something tomorrow, I think, and I got to look at that. I'll do that. Okay, wait a minute. Something just hit me. I'll do that in a minute. Someone just sent me a speaker's bureau or something for another thing that I was going to go with him, and I need to look at that. Anyway, looking into this and making this happen, about understanding your vocabulary, understanding that reading is fundamental, honey. That there is a necessity. Okay, that is a necessity. You have to read in order to get ahead, in order to understand what's going on, in order to peek around and do your research and carry on. That young child right there is, and then to stand there with so much confidence, and able to on the microphone. So not only is he able to hold his own, when most adults don't know how to speak in public, I'm afraid to get up and talk in front of people and carrying on because you don't like the eyes looking at you and carrying on. Or you may feel as though that I may say the wrong thing. Honey, whatever you say, perfection, we want all this to be so right. That little baby was up there, right? And reading also gets you into a place to where, honey, can't nobody take it from you. Once you got knowledge is power. And once you know it, can't nobody take it from you. I don't care. They could kill you. They could do whatever, but your brain will still be intact. You may not be able to say it because you're dead, but they can't take it from you. They can stop you from doing it, but they can't take it. You understand? So that there is that. With the little baby and her daddy, okay, she run into her daddy's arms or whatever. We keep saying where our fathers at to protect our little girls and even our sons. Where are the fathers who come into that? Who come in to save the baby? That baby ran. She oh, wait a minute. Did I play it? Okay, yeah. Let's do it one more time.
This little girl was play fighting with her dad when suddenly she heard a loud thunder. She then switched up immediately, now running to her dad to hold her and protect her.
Oh, that is just so that way, Chad. That just, and I have a soft spot. It warms my heart, and possibly because I remember the days that my brother and I had that with my dad. My sisters didn't. Okay, because by the time my sisters got there, my parents had divorced and this, that, and the other. So the few times that we did have it as a family, they wouldn't remember because they were infants. Okay, when Dad used to walk around, and my sisters, they were premature, so he used to walk around holding both of them, one in each hand, and he would go around. These my babies, because he had identical twins, and that was the thing. And he was so proud of his girls, but my sisters won't remember that. Okay, they don't remember that. So, but in that, as adorable as that is, but the little baby, honey, we look at that and look at how children see their parents. They see their parents as everything. They see their parents as, oh my God, and she was playing with her daddy, but daddy saved me, protect me, hold me. She jumped in his arms real quick. If I'm with my daddy, honey, I know that the world is she felt safe and secure. And that's what's missing. When we talk about, I'm going to go on record and say this. Yes, I believe that it requires two parents to raise a child. Wait a minute. Before I do that, let me play this other video here. Because she's finna going to say something, but I want her to say this first, and then I'm going to come back.
Why do single mothers cultivate feminine sons? They make them soft because they try to protect them, while she tries to raise her daughter to protect herself. But she tries to protect her son. And you can't protect a man. You got to teach a man how to protect himself. And a woman doesn't know how a man needs to be protected in the world. A man has to teach a man how to protect a man. Because men and women don't need protection the same way. We don't even think the same. We don't even think the same. It don't matter how much or who told you to think like a man. You're not a man. You're still missing something. And then now we raise men that we wouldn't even want to marry. and we send them out into the world to interact with women. And then when the woman comes back and tells you, Miss Jackie, Miss Tina, Miss Shelley, your son, blah, 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 and you look that lady in the face and you say, I don't know why he like that. I ain't raised him like that. Well, bitch, who did? Who raised him like that then? It wasn't nobody around but you. Who did it? Who did it? He know better. You told him better. But because you're not a man, you couldn't teach him better, because it takes a man to teach him the way that a man needs to learn. It takes a man to teach him the way that a man needs.
How about that? How about that? Now, that's always controversial. That particular speech is always controversial, but I'm glad it came from a woman, because I know I've had many battles here whenever I've said that. You can raise him to be a wonderful person, a sweet gentleman, and this, that, and the other. You could raise him to respect women. You know all of that. But a woman can't raise no man, and a man can't raise no woman. You hear me? It's a whole different dynamics there. Now, yes, my father was with me until I was 8 years old in the same house. Okay. Now, we had an estranged relationship up until recent times, more so after my brother passed. When my brother passed was when our bond got much stronger than what it's ever been, because he lost a child now. But from the time that my parents separated and divorced, my mother made sure that there were men in the community that my brother and me could look up to, or my brother and I, that I could look up to, or I could emulate, or whatever. And she always questioned those people that I were around, that my brother was hanging out with. She always questioned that. But my mother was dating, she would not bring men around the house, because she didn't want my sisters to see that. You know what I'm saying? And if they came to the house, it's because it was serious. And she's like, okay, this is somebody who you need to know, and da 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 da. But she always made sure that there were men around, that would, and if they were us about that kind of behavior. You understand? Oh, my mother was fierce with that. Okay. But a man can't raise no woman, and a woman can't raise no man. Okay. Now, what I was going to say earlier is, I understand the reason for two-parent households, and I agree, but it is the responsibility of the custodial parent to make sure that parameters are in place to keep the child well-rounded. My mother put us in all kinds of programs. We went in the bowling program. We went roller skating. I went to the library and carried on. My brother was into sports. He was trying to work on cars or whatever for a brief little minute, but it was all that kept us motivated, kept us alive, it kept us well. And my mother being a single parent, let's see, my mother and father divorced in 1980. So I was 10, mama was 30. So you're talking about a 30-year-old woman divorced with 4 children. Let's look at that. 30 years old, divorced, 4 children, and then you were told that you're disabled. You can't go to work no more. Okay, and the whole idea, who gonna love me with 4 kids, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That there was what my mother had to deal with as a young woman. Okay, you're talking 1980. I'm the firstborn, so now she's dealing with me about to come into my puberty years, my adolescence. Okay, first time, so I'm the guinea pig, honey. So I'm taking her through all kinds of changes. Not to mention the biggest change, that I'm the gay one. So that became a whole nother discussion. Okay, and how do I do that? Because now all the men were trying to get me to be a man. Okay, and trying to tell me about girls and trying to tell me about this, and fuck all that. I'm into the boys. So now it became you trying to toughen me up, and now y'all see I wasn't the most masculine of men. So now they trying to get me here. Whenever I went with my father was trying to give me the fucking box at the damn state fair and shit. Daddy, my brother did that. That man hit me in my face. I don't care if he do got on a damn glove. I'm not getting up there. I'm not getting up there. Oh, that used to piss my daddy off. Oh my God. I'm grateful he wasn't drinking that particular day because he was trying to get my brother to go up there. He's like, Meach, come on. I said, Daddy, I don't want to do that. The fuck you mean you don't want to? Daddy, I don't want to do that. Oh, you ain't nothing but a motherfucking little punk. Daddy, I'm not no punk. I just don't want to do that. Okay. He couldn't understand that. Then, it wasn't long after that, we had a rec center at the time around the corner. I went to the rec center, and of course the kids tried to jones me because I'm the gay one. I'm so faggoty. I'm faggoty, honey. I'm the fag that one. Okay, that's what they were trying to tell me. Well, they thought this was going to be an easy win because they wanted to box, right? And they put the gloves on me, and I had 2 left-handed gloves. The gloves wasn't right. So I'm like, it wouldn't fit on my hand, but I got 2 gloves on, and they trying to box. And it's, well, I can't think of the boy's name. I just know he was a light-skinned little boy and carrying on, and this, that, and the third, and yada, yada, yada. And we boxing, and I didn't have no stance or nothing because I don't know shit about boxing. I'm just trying to make sure that you don't hit me hard. Well, this motherfucker went head hunting and swung, and I think he had hit me in my face some damn well. Baby, all I know is that I did some kind of stupid dip, bitch. And all I know is he was hiding his face, and I came up and gave him an uppercut with my right hand with that left glove on it. And I hit that motherfucker so hard I blacked his eye. And when he came up, you could see I had tore that motherfucking face up. I took the gloves off there and threw them down, and I went home. I said, oh, no, I can't do this. Because that's not my intention. That is not my goal to do no shit like that. Okay? Then it became, ooh, his brother them gonna kick your ass. What his brother's got to come kick my ass for? I didn't ask to get in the goddamn ring. I didn't ask to do that. Now you mad because he got his ass whipped by the faggoty of fags? He got his ass whipped by a fag, and now you motherfucking mad. Kiss my black ass twice. Okay? So no, I didn't do all that. I did not do all that. Okay, so that used to make daddy mad. And then like I said, the men, they wanted to toughen me up and all of those jazz. I'm like, that's when Virginia Sims was out. You come a long way, baby. And what was the one? Well, whose slogan was "Don't let the smooth taste fool you"? I think it was a liquor or a malt liquor or something that said, "Don't let the smooth taste fool you." Okay, that's when I started saying that. Okay, it was right about that time. Cause I'm like, don't get it twisted. Until I've learned how to take care of me. Okay, boom. And most of the time I got beat up because I didn't want to fight. I don't like fighting and carrying on. I do not like fighting. And yeah, okay, whatever. So, yeah. You can't raise no man. You can't raise a man to be a man, ladies. I know you want to. I know you try to. All I had to come into my masculinity on my own, because in my head, as a gay man, what masculinity represented to me, I did not like it because it was all the way from a home where my parents used to fight all the goddamn time. Well, not all the time, but When my daddy would get drunk and carry on, he felt like my mother was his personal punching bag. Okay. And it became that all of the men in my neighborhood, that's what back in the 70s, the 70s and the early 80s, that's what men folk was. If you paid attention, remember the movie The Burning Bed? Well, that was, even though that was a white couple, honey, that was in the 70s. And mind you, that came out, the book, that was the movie. The book came out, I think, in the late 60s or whatever, The Burning Bed, which was based on a true story. Because the men folk in that time, that's what they thought that's supposed to happen. All of the movies, if you look at, if y'all go back and look at the AMC channel, American Movie Classics, all of that stuff back in the day, it was all about men saying it was okay if a man slapped a woman. This shit, she just got slapped. You don't challenge your husband and carry it on. Hell, if you go to Good Times, shit, even in Good Times, James, he alluded that he was gonna hit Florida. He would grab the shit out of her arm all the time. Okay, he would grab the fuck out of her damn arm, you know. But now they never showed that part on television or whatever. But we all dealt with that. We dealt with that, and men at one point, and I think some of them still do, think that that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to keep their woman in check, and they're coming from the streets and think that bitches and hoes are supposed to be kept because you trying to be a pimp, baller, shot caller. That the only way to keep somebody in check is to slap them and carry it on. That's the mentality. I did not want that. So a lot of men who grow up in single mother households, their masculinity is seen from female masculinity. If you have my grandfather, who I never met because he died when my mother was 13, but my mother knew how to shoot because he took her hunting. My mother knew, excuse me. My mother knew how to take the wires. We had a refrigerator and carrying on that was going bad and the cord was wrong. Mama took that damn cord and cut the cord and took the wires and took another cord and twisted those copper wires together and took some duct tape and some black electrical tape and sealed that shit together and put that damn thing back up there and make that refrigerator work again. Child, bye. My mother was the one to show me about how to check the oil in my car. My mother did. My mother was the one to show my brother how to throw a football. You understand? So a lot of people or men who come from single mother households understand masculinity from a female point of view. Okay. So it's not that they don't know masculine traits and behaviors. It's just that it's from a feminine perspective. Now, you'll get heterosexual black men who come from single parent homes who end up around other heterosexual men when they start to shape and mold and develop, to where a lot of times they get involved in a lot of that street shit or that uber masculine. I don't want to say toxic masculinity. I'm going to say uber masculinity, to where now they're trying to overcompensate. For gay men, a lot of us end up what Haji was. If Haji was here, he would sit down there and say that, because he said a lot of gay men act like single women. Okay. Hey, love. What's going on, Shell? Hey, Shell. Haji would sit down there and say that gay men act like single women. Or single mothers, okay? And when he first said that to me, I wanted to knock him in his mouth. I said, nigga, if you don't shut up. But then as I started to think about it, most of us, that's all we know. And a lot of us who are firstborns like me, hell, I know when my mother and me coming out, because that's all I've been around. I've been raising my mother, I helped my mother raise my siblings. Okay, so to me, my siblings are like my kids to me. Because when mama was sick and carrying on, my mother's, we're all asthmatics, but my mother was down a lot. So because of that, she relied on me to take care of the family. So hell, when I got my first job, my money went back in the house. I'm sitting up there buying this and buying that. I wanted a stereo system in Karen. I went to the resale store, the Value Village, and bought this floor model component set that had the record player and the radio and the tape track. It was a cassette tape, not 8 tracks. The player, it was the floor model and carrying on. I would buy furniture. I would go grocery shopping with my money carrying on because now I'm helping mama take care of the house. I was 14 then, you know, when I should have. And of course, I had to buy my own stuff and this, that, and the other. And, you know, first time I bought from a booster, you know, I bought some pants or whatever. I bought them for $17. My mother said, she said, child, you spent too much money for those. I was like, Mom, you think so? And I tried to get my money. Like, well, I done spent the money already. I was like, oh, okay. So I took those. It was some jeans. They were pinstripe jeans. Okay. They had white pinstripes all down these jeans. They were sickening jeans. I wore the fuck out of them, man. But my mother told me I was paying too much money for it because they were hot. You know, they stole them and whatever. So that was my first time engaging in the street element of boosting. And so, okay, cool. But nonetheless, that's what I did. So my masculinity came from a female perspective. It was feminine masculinity. Okay, and how to handle it and how to conquer it and this, that, and the other. And a lot of that too, and I'm gonna be very transparent here, I accepted it because male masculinity coming from a man, I didn't like what it represented because it always represented something that I knew that I wasn't. But as I got older, and I told y'all that story before, when I got older and the boy in me started kicking my ass, I had to learn that it was okay to be the man that I am. You know what I'm saying? And it was okay. I did not have to only exist in my feminine side all the time. I had to learn how to merge those together to be complete because I was running from him, thinking that I was going to be anything like my daddy and carrying on. My last girlfriend, my very last girlfriend, Miss Charlene, honey, I don't know if I told y'all this before. How I have fallen for her is because we were in the projects, Herman Garden projects, and she was standing, and I came up behind her, and I grabbed her like that. You know, I grabbed her from around her neck. That girl took my arm and threw me over her damn back. You know, like a Charlie's Angels, Kelly Garrett flip. When I hit that motherfucking ground, you heard that, and you thought it was a damn earthquake. Boom. Bitch, I was in love with that girl there. I was like, God damn. Right? Ha! I was in love, with Miss Charlene Haynes at that time, right? So we started dating and carrying on. We never did the horizontal mambo, even though I tried. She was my ooh, baby, 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 please, baby, baby, please, baby, baby, please. She was the one that I had that experience with. And she told me no. She told me no. And I'm glad that it was a no, but kind of not. You know, when I think of it, I'm like, oh, I'm glad it was no. I'm glad it was a no. But as I think over it, had she said yes then, this was 1984. I was 14. No, it's 85. I was going on 15. Okay, no, it's 84. We had just turned 14. That's the year Purple Rain came out. I took her to go see Purple Rain. Oh, that was we had such a fun date. Oh my God, I didn't think I had it in me, y'all. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear it? Okay, wait a minute. Let me finish this. I'm gonna go back to the date. This was 1984, and if we had done the horizontal mambo then, okay, I would be the father of a 30-plus-year-old son. So I said, okay, you know, I had to swallow my pride. I wasn't going to physically attack her because that was rape, but I was like, no. So I went upstairs to collect myself. And of course, honey, I had ejaculated on myself. So that would have been all up in her. Okay. That would have been all up in her. and we would be parents today, the two of us. What ended up happening was she was already dealing with her ex, Rodney, the boy before me. And it wasn't long after that she ended up pregnant anyway. Okay. But with his baby. So her firstborn child could have been mine. And depending on how you look at it, some will say should have been mine. But I'm going to say could have been because she told me no. She told me no. Otherwise, yeah. Because we'd have had that baby. That was 84. We'd have had that baby in 85. I was 15. So, yeah. Oh, my God. Shit, he'd be 39. Oh, good Lord. Wait a minute. Woo. I would be the father of almost 39-year-old. Damn. Swallow that, honey. Okay. So, listen. We stayed on Joy Road between Rutland and Abington. I think we went to Building 34 of the Herman Garden Projects. Purple Rain had just come out, right? It was the movie to go see. And it was then, 1984, that I realized if I am not there at the first show or whatever, I do not go on opening night on a movie for anybody's matinees or whatever. We went to an evening show. And of course, me being the man, I had just got my paycheck or whatever. I wanted to take her out to go do something. So, did we catch the bus? Yeah, we took the bus up to the movie theater because it was on Grand River and Southfield. We went to the Northwest Theater and we were in this long ass line, right? Bought our tickets, got us some popcorn, whatever she wanted. Carrying on, we sat down, we sat next to each other, we watching the movie, carrying on. We doing the thing. We watching. Every time they show Prince's face on that motherfucking screen, the girls got to screaming. And this is why I don't do movies like that anymore, because I had a headache for 3 motherfucking days from all that. So we left. We got it. So we decided to walk home. Now, Grand River and Southfield got to be about a good 2 or 3 miles, maybe 4, from where we lived. Okay. And we walked home. And when I tell you, that was that's the second time in my life that I knew I was a boy. Okay. That was the second time in my life that I knew I was a boy. Because walking with her, talking with her, playing with her the way men and women play together and carrying on, slap her on the ass, rub her the titties, all that kind of shit. I did all of that with her, and she was receiving, she was welcoming, she was very enthralled by it and carrying on. We had such a good time. I would spend money on her, carrying on. Whenever she wanted something to drink, we'd stop in the store, get something to drink or whatever. If she was hungry, wanted some chips and all that. That whole thing that men do, I understand it because I had that with the girl, with the female. I actually had that kind of moment with a female. And it was Charlene. Okay. And yeah, so that date was so fucking fun. We got back home maybe about 7:30, 8 o'clock or something like that, because we still had to go to school. But do we have to go to school the next day? No. We didn't, because that was on a Saturday. So, but, our parents were looking for us to come back home or whatever. They didn't want us to be out so late. And we were trying to beat the street lights because we still be home before the street lights kind of thing. But they knew we were going to the movies. But yeah, so that date there, walking home, and we sat there talking about the future, what we wanted, and how it was going to be, and this, that, and the other. That was so much fun. I haven't thought about that in a while, y'all. I haven't thought about that in a while. And understanding, dating and that puppy love kind of shit and all that men and women go through, to say, ooh, 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 I like you so much, and ooh, 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 and cooing and carrying on, and oh, my feet hurt. So we would stop, and I would, sit down there and put her feet up on me and shit, and just all that romance and courting. Uh, I experienced that with the female, so I understand. So when folks ask me, particularly gay folks who never had relations with women, you know, a lot of folks feel as though they've missed out on something. I'm like, no, that's just not their nature. Just like it's not your nature, heterosexual man, it ain't your nature to want to sit down there and to have that kind of moment that I'm talking about with another man. That's not what you think about. You don't think about it like that. So for gay men, that's who really don't have that experience. That's not what they think about. Okay, and you may say that's fucking stupid. How you not? Just I could say the same thing. You that's fucking dumb. What the fuck do you mean? Ooh, it just happens. But for those of us who believe that this is what we were supposed to be doing, and was trying to shake it off, wake it off, and all that kind of jazz, this is what happened. And yes, I really did love her and carrying on. It just didn't work. It did not work because what ended up happening was me coming out. I started having more and more of these damn crazy ass feelings and carrying on, and then I started having sex with guys. And it wasn't because she told me no. It's just that, hey, at this particular point, all right, boom, this was what it was, and this is how I was feeling. And when it happened. I was like, okay, And so Charlene was my last girlfriend. Yes, she was. Even though I tried one more time, I asked somebody I was trying to date somebody in college, Miss Deidre, because she was another one of them masculine, strong type women that I liked. She carried herself very that way. But we never hit it off because she knew I was gay from the beginning. She didn't tell me that, but she told me that, right? Uh, and so it never hit between us. So Shirley was my last girlfriend. That was when I was 14 years old. Okay. And I went through all of that to talk about, feminine masculinity and carrying on, and women not being able to raise a man. Okay. You can't raise no man. You can raise wonderful boys. You could raise them to be gentlemen. You could raise them to respect women. You could raise them to be wonderful, wonderful human beings. But when it comes down to man shit, you don't have no experience in that. What you have is women shit dealing with a man. You don't have man shit. And I always ask you, ladies, how are you going to teach a man how to deal with someone like you when you're heartbroken? How do you teach your son how to deal with someone like you when the man done you wrong and now you want to play? I'm going to hold back the coochie. Teach your son. How do you teach him to deal with you in those particular situations? You don't. Okay. You don't. You can't. You can't. Let me tell you something, ladies. How do you teach a man or your child, your son, about dealing with you when you're dealing with his daddy about child support? How do you teach your son that you're not trying to hurt his daddy? You're just trying to get his daddy to pay child support when every time his daddy got another bitch on his arm, you get mad and then go want to cry for an increase. How do you teach your son that? What do you teach him? You can't. Not as a man trying to understand man shit. you're going to teach it to him as a woman being hurt by a man and how a woman deal with man shit. You understand? It don't work. It can't work. Okay? It does not work. See, he got to hear that from a man who knows what it is, that every time I get a damn paycheck, that this amount is coming out for child support or whatever. And how do I deal with the mama who won't let me see my goddamn kids? Because I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, but yet she's still mad because I done moved on and got another somebody, and she's still mad because she still wants the dick. Now let's be real. She's still mad. So now every time she get in her crawl, that's something to something, she want to take me back to court. And now I got to work 2 or 3 jobs to sit down here and keep myself together because she taking everything and then tell me I still can't see my kids. How do you teach a man, ladies? How do you teach a man about the cleanliness of his downstairs? See, men don't like to go to the doctor anyway. So another man got to sit down there. We got to go get our testicles checked out for testicular cancer. We got to get our prostates checked out. You need to understand what that is. You need to understand sex is vital to men because just like y'all bleed every month, we have to have a release. Our release, the ejaculation from a man is what regulates his fucking hormones. I had to learn that. I learned that. The man, this is why sex is so, one of the reasons why sex is so that way on men, because that's part of our hormonal release. Just like y'all bleed, child, why do you think men get blue balls? Why do you think men have wet dreams? Because the body gonna do it. Either you're gonna do it naturally or the body's gonna do it automatically. Because it's got to regulate. It's got to regulate. Now, you know how when y'all bleed and y'all got to replace your iron and carry on because you're low on iron and all of that? Well, every time a man ejaculates, he got to replace his zinc and his magnesium and his potassium. Did you know that? A man has to replace that because we lose a lot of that, which are nutrients for the body, so that we can replace and keep the potency of I was going to say the nut, but I'm going to say it anyway. The nut, the sperm count. That's how we got to keep the potency. This is how we keep our testosterone levels and stuff together. So it's medical and it's scientific. Even though we all say men are dogs, but that's something that a man got to teach another man or a young man. A man has to teach that to a young boy coming into his manhood. Women, you don't know that. You don't know that part of it. Okay? Men got to teach other men how to handle, how to deal with emotions. Because we as men were never taught to deal with emotions. So now we got to navigate and circumvent you. How do you deal with a woman when she's upset, grunts, this, that, and the other? Another man who has experience knows how to do that. These are the things. These are the things. And that's regardless of orientation. Catch that, T. It's regardless of orientation. Because we as gay men, we still deal with the same shit. The problem is that our straight counterparts they don't think that we know how to handle women. They think we want to be women, but then they don't never listen to us. We're not women because we are a little bit more emotional than most. They won't listen to us when we say, listen, maybe you need to hit this from this particular area, and she may come around this way. I used to do that with my friends. They'd be upset with a girl, and I would sit her down and say, I'm going to be her, and you tell me what you want to say, right? And we would go through, and I'll say, okay, she's going to say one or two things. She's going to say this, or she's going to say that. If she say this, then you do that. If she say that, then you do this, right? And every time, oh my God, my friend at his name was Lavelle. Lavelle was like, he said, how the hell did you know she was going to say that? I said, because I just know women like way. You don't know her like that. You know, You don't take time to study her. You're so busy trying to be into her. You're not in her. You're not paying attention because men are wired differently. You hear that all the time. So there was that. But a lot of my straight counterparts, they do not allow themselves to deal with gay folks because of the whole, it's going to rub off on me. I can't deal with that bullshit. Fuck that bullshit. And all that craziness. But men helping men, that's what this thing is, honey. That's what this thing is. That's what it all is. So a woman can't raise no man, baby. A woman can't raise no man, just like a man can't raise no woman. Now, how in the hell you gonna raise a woman that you don't know how to deal with your own fucking emotions? A man who is not in touch with his damn emotions, how the fuck you gonna sit up there and try to raise a woman? Huh? This is what gay men. Now listen. I know what my sisters, okay, whatever my mama couldn't do, I did. That there were the lady things that I could not do because I'm not a lady. So whenever that time came, I told my mother, said, "Oh, mama, it was about that time to have that conversation." And my sisters, they started the administration cycle and carrying on. They had to understand cleanliness, understand what, had to understand all the lady stuff. Men don't know how to do that. We don't even know how to go shop and buy the damn things. What the fuck you talking about? A man can't raise no woman. You don't know what that is when her breasts start to develop and when that knot is there and it hurt. You don't know what that is. Well, I do, but I didn't have a knot. Mine just grew. Mine didn't pop like women's do. And everybody thought this was all fat. No, I'm just one of them large breasted men. And now they titties bigger than mine now. So shit, I was the anomaly back in the day. Now, how do I feel like Jamie Summer said on the Bionic Shot, what was that? The Bionic Showdown with Sandra Bullock, and they had the new Bionic people. She said, "Shit, I feel like I'm obsolete, an antique." Okay, I'm the obsolete model. A man can't raise no woman. You don't understand necessarily hair, makeup, and all of that. Now you can learn that part. But as far as understanding femininity, what it is to be a woman, how it is to treat a man, how to greet a man, all you could do is you could teach her what to expect from a man. You could teach her how to hold herself around men. You could show her how to be self-sufficient so that she don't have to rely on a man. But you can't teach her how to be no woman. And her shoulders or whatever, you got to tell her, baby, you got to lift that up. Either put a shoulder pad up under it or something, honey, so that you can get that pressure up off of it. There might be time for us to go and maybe readjust your cup size and readjust your bra because of if the straps are digging, that means that the bra might be too small for you. You would know that. You don't know that her pH balance, has to be intact. And it's best for her not to wear colored underwear and carrying on because the dye in the panties and stuff can affect her vajayjay. It's best for her underwear and carrying on. It's best. However, if you're going to wear that, then you got to make sure you wash properly. Huh? Yeah. Men don't take time to know that kind of shit. Now, single fathers will come into learning it, but what ends up happening, like women will have a male around, to get into their boys or whatever. Men need to have women around, and usually they have their mothers and carrying on sisters or whatever to come and do girly things or whatever, But and how about that? Because see, now when your daughter wants to sit down there and have a little tea party or whatever, or do girly things, You too much of a man to where no, you think it's a bruise to your masculinity. Okay, she may be an up and coming makeup artist and want you to be her model. Daddy, come here. What? Daddy, come here. I need you to. Can I pray on your? Can I practice? You ain't putting no damn makeup on me. You don't know me. That shit. See. So then you hurt her feelings. Okay. You hurt her feelings. So now you don't believe in the project that she wants to work on. You don't believe in her creativity. Huh? How you going to teach her about being a woman when you one who believes that a woman's place is in the bedroom and in the kitchen? But that's your princess. So, but she different, really? How you going to teach that? Like a lot of women substitute their sons as pseudo husbands, particularly when they're of age. Okay, when they're of age, women, how you gonna teach a man how to be a man when he starts shaving? You know how to shave your legs, but you don't know nothing about beards and carrying on. How to condition this shit. Now my hair don't grow all that much, praise the Lord, but as I'm getting older, by the time I'm 65, 70, I'll probably have a full fucking beard because it doesn't grow into a full anything yet. Okay, but I got more hairs growing now. But how you gonna teach a man about shaving? Okay, understanding his sensitive skin, understanding men's products and carrying on. Because now one of the things about men's cosmetics, and I still say this, even though they're doing better with them, if they're going to be scented, they're starting to get more masculine smelling scents or whatever. But a lot of men's products wasn't nothing but the same product. They just took the scent out of it, you know, so that it wouldn't smell like flowers and daffodils or whatever. They just took the scent out of it. But a lot of men now need to understand cosmetics without being labeled metrosexual, because he want to take care of himself. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna teach that? You can't, baby. You can't. You teach him how to wash his ass, but you can't tell him about being a man. Men folk, you can teach her about how to be respected as a woman, but how in the hell you gonna teach your daughter about the likes of you? How in the hell you gonna teach your daughter about finding a motherfucker that's just like you? How you gonna teach her how not to deal with somebody like you when that's the first thing she gonna look for? And you know what a hoe you was. Now you gonna tell her, oh, she getting out of shit. I don't like this. She coming looking for somebody just like you. How you gonna teach her that? How you gonna teach her what to look out for? How you gonna teach her about about the world of men? Huh? That comes from another woman, so that she can understand how it was that her mama found your black ass, or your Latino ass, or your white ass, or your Asian ass, or your Native American ass, or your Middle Eastern ass, and all the other ones in between, whoever I forgot. Okay, how are you going to teach that? You can't, baby. You can't. You can't. Understand that. Understand that. Understand that. Okay. What you say? This is good to me. Thanks, Jail. What y'all got? Does this mean he just has to go through 4,000 women? Or can he stay with one? Ha 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 ha! Listen. No, oftentimes, you know, one of the things about the male population, okay, this is males, period. Men's nature is primal. Okay, it's primal. It's all about making sure we protect, we provide, and that we procreate. in order to keep a legacy going. So this whole idea of going through is a divide and conquer thing. Y'all see that in the animal kingdom and carrying on. The lion pride, honey, got his pick. Okay, when it's mating season, honey, it may not be the same one. It may be somebody else in the tribe. A lot of that is to make sure that his seed continues. Okay, that's what a lot of that is. Okay, hold on, somebody's trying to call me on Messenger. That's what y'all hearing. Delete. I mean, decline. So that's what a lot of that is. Did you call me right the fuck back? You know, I hate when folks do that shit. That bothers the shit out of me. Oh, excuse me. Had all the damn mucus in my throat. But nonetheless, darling. Yeah. I'm sorry. I got thrown off with this damn thing ringing. But no, it doesn't mean that he got to go through 4,000 women groove. That a lot of that is choice. A lot of that is we as human beings, we have been duped into believing that we're supposed to be monogamous. We got duped into that. And a lot of that is because of religion. Religion says this, but a lot of folks don't teach that right. It doesn't say that we're supposed to. Okay. It says, and if you look at anything, honey, hell, in your biblical days, child, they had a wife, but then they also had concubines too. Okay. From here and there. But we've been duped into believing that. Now the thing of it is, if you guys are able to say, I'm committed to you, I want to do this and I'm going to commit myself to you. Okay. But we're talking about a lifetime. Are you able to say, for the rest of my life, I want to be here with you? Okay. Everything that we do, honey, from our touching of hands to building a family to cooking and cleaning. You get tired of chicken after so long. How many of y'all tired of cooking chicken? I used to say, ooh, child, wait a minute, honey. If I eat one more piece of chicken, bitch, I'm a cluck or I'm a grow feathers. And so what did you do? You change the menu, don't you? I can't have chicken today, child. Oh, God. If I have one more piece of chicken, Lord, help me. Okay, today I'll broil some fish or I'll fry some fish. Okay. Or I'll do a pork chop. Or whatever. See, you end up changing the menu, don't you? Now, we do that on every day. If you're having ice cream every fucking day, then you get to that time when you say, you know what? Oh, I'm sick of ice cream today. How many of y'all work in fast food restaurants or restaurants, period, and you're tired of eating that food there? Like, child, if I have one more of these goddamn Crystal Burgers, if I have one more of these damn Rally Buford, Big Bufords, what do you end up doing? You go across the street to Kentucky Fried Chicken, get something else because you need a change in your palate, right? Just to wake it up again. Now, if you're doing that in everything else in your life, on your job, what you do, you need a vacation. I can't, child, today ain't the day. Oh, baby, call them and tell them I'm not coming today. Why? Because you need a break. If we do that in everything else in our lives, what makes you think that being committed to a relationship and monogamy is going to be any different? And that's the deciding factor. Because you're married doesn't mean that your senses and stuff have died. You know what you like, you know what you're attracted to, you know what's going to turn your head. Yours and hers, fellas. Because see, the fellas get all bent out of shape because somebody else found her fine and this, that, and other. Why shouldn't they? You did. So now you mad at her because somebody else found her just as fine as you did. But it's her fault if you don't get the fuck up off that nonsense. How, Sway? But yet, she's so fine to where it's her fault that the other brothers are looking at her. But she ain't fine enough to keep you having your dick in your pants, is she? Because something else was fine and you went over there. Why? See, those are conversations that we have to have and be real with. And we have to across the board, because I know women who are not monogamous. And you have to sit up there and say, I'm not one of those children. I can't give you that. Okay? I can't give you that. And that's where honesty and communication come into play, which is, again, that's something men folk need to have with men and boys coming up. And ladies need to have that talk with other women. When you're raising children, those are the conversations. Those are the conversations. You understand? Child, I was completely mortified. Mortified. I don't even know how to handle it. Because maybe 5 or 6 years ago, child, I found out from my aunt. My aunt and my cousin came down here. His father's side of the family was having a family reunion. So they come down, and I met with them up at Atlantic Station. You know, I ain't seen them in a minute, so they wanted to see me down in Atlanta and all that. So we sit down talking. And my aunt told me, well, you know, there were 3 sets of us. I said, excuse me? She said, well, yeah. She said there was Albert, me, and Kenneth. Then there was our father. And then Pauline and Paul, they had a different daddy. And then my mama and Uncle Bobby, they got a different daddy. I said, oh, wait a minute. My grandmother got 7 kids by 3 men? Bitch. I was like, oh. All I knew is my grandmother was married once. Her husband died. She was married again to my grandfather, and her husband died. That's all I knew. I didn't know it was one in between. And so now, in my today's consciousness, thinking about, you know, we got, you know, folks that got 16 kids and 15 baby daddies. You know, I'm there in my head. Oh my God, wait a minute, my grandmother. You know, the saint that my grandmother is and was and this, that. What? You know, that was something for me to handle. Okay, because I never knew that. That was something they never talked about it, you know. Never talked about it. And the reason why she didn't marry my aunt and uncle's dad, and they were twins, by the way, Paul and Pauline, they were twins, was because he did not want both of the babies. You had twins. What you mean you don't want both of them? Yeah. So my grandmother was like, oh, no, honey, we ain't having all this craziness. You got 2 babies, honey, not just one. And from what my aunt was explaining, he was trying to just leave my grandmother with one child and he take the other. Dumb. Okay. Dumb. Now, mind you, my aunt and uncle are 8 years older than my mother. Okay, my mother was born in 1950. They were born in 42. Catch that. Now, you do all that. Okay, understand the times that I'm talking about. Understand the time frame that I just gave y'all now. 1942. When that kind of carrying on was going on. So see, it ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new, baby. Okay? So be that as it may. Be that as it may. I think I got time for one more. I'm going to do one. Oh, yes. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to save the rest of them for later. I'm going to do this one right here. What do y'all think of this mess right here?
Work yourself to death in a coffin-shaped office chair. UK-based designer Chairbox designed the fittingly titled The Last Shift office chair While laying on his friend's living room floor with his legs on the couch, he thought, if I die in this pose, they might have to bury me like this. It would be so inconvenient. They'd probably need to put me in a special coffin. The idea was then fueled by a recent study on how sitting for 6 to 8 hours a day is associated with an increased risk of all-cause mortality and cardiovascular disease. By design, humans were not created to sit on chairs for 8 hours a day, says Chairbox, also pointing out the growing overworking culture that seems to permeate workplaces around the world, gaslighting employees into thinking this is the life as it's supposed to be.
What do y'all think of that there? Huh? The coffin chair. Now let me see something. I'm gonna do a little something because I didn't think to do this earlier. I want to see what something like that costs. Okay. Coffin chair. Okay. For sale. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be my last one, y'all. Because if I yawn one more damn time, okay. Those particular chairs, and that one that I just showed you. I'm trying to see. I'm on their website, I guess. Oh, it's a check today's price. Oh, so the price changed daily? Hot damn, they say check today's price. Aha! Ain't that a blip? It's a check today's price. Well, where is it? I don't see it. It ain't telling me, y'all. It sure ain't saying. It ain't saying. Okay, let me go back. I'm gonna find out one. Somebody is gonna tell me what the price is, so we can have an idea, just so that you can get it. Because number one, I need to know what it's made from. And this was made to be. But okay, interesting. Interesting. Wait a minute, I think I got a price. Hold on. I'm looking at this one. The coffin chair, $129. Yeah. Wait a minute, that's the miniatures. Wait a minute, is that a what? Oh no, baby. That's a doll. Oh, excuse me. That's a dollhouse chair. Bitch, y'all done lost y'all goddamn mind. $129 just to put in the girl. Lord Jesus. Wait a minute. This is what? Oh, y'all are playing. Wait a minute, child. Look at this. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to show y'all this. I'm going to have to show y'all this. Because y'all ain't going to believe this. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Look. Oh. Hold on. Let me share this page. Let me share this page right here. Share screen. Look at this. Girl, this is a whole living room set. Y'all see this shit? Coffin-shaped living room set. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What does it include? Come on. See, this set includes, learn more about this item. One coffin-shaped bookshelf, one coffin display coffee table, and two coffin side tables. So you get the bookshelf, the coffee table, and the 2 tables. Girl, y'all see that price? $4,800. And they ain't talking about the shipping costs either. And it comes in, that's the all black one. We just saw the green one. Again with the all black with the table. Lord, look at that. Uh-huh. And they even got it in red. Ain't that too good? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Oh, they got black and gold as far as the color options that's available. Oh dear. Wait a minute. No. Wait, did y'all see this? Because now, if you got it just plain, I think that's what that was. One of the black ones was plain, right? Yeah. If you get it plain, that's $4,800. But if you get the red velvet, the black velvet, purple with the LED lights, the red velvet with the LED lights, y'all see that? If you just get the velvet lining, it's $5,400. But if you get the velvet lining and the lights, it is $6,000. $6,000 motherfucking dollars for this coffin-shaped living room set that has a bookshelf, 2 end tables, and the damn coffee table that elevates or whatever. I guess the glass is removable. Y'all see that? You see that? Okay. Just, hey, Trace, what's going on? No, thank you. Okay. No demonic furniture for me. You understand? Okay, you understand. Right? Child bad. Okay, I don't get it. And it may be cute for the novelty of it. You know, I can see that in a furniture. I mean, a funeral home somewhere. You know, because hey, that's all you deal with coffins every goddamn day. I can see it there as part of the decor. I can see it. I can even see it as a novelty if you're gonna do that in your basement somewhere. You know, I can see it. I wouldn't spend that kind of money for it for Halloween and shit. You know, if you got one of the places that is a Halloween theme atmosphere. You know, I can see that. If you are someone who deals with the occult, even, you know, if you are one of the psychics or all that or whatever, you know, I can see it there. I can see it for someone like David Copperfield or whatever, using it in a magic show. And, you know, I see all that. Okay. But as a regular everyday person, y'all lost y'all goddamn minds. Okay. And that there shows it. It shows it, honey. It shows it. A damn coffin chair. Y'all in the chair bad. Okay. Now I am wait a minute, let me play the baby one more time. Can I play the baby one more time? That is just cuteness. Oh, honey. Let me give y'all this baby one more time about her emotions. Get it?
You hurt my feelings by not going outside, so that's why I didn't want to make this a smart choice. You know, earlier I couldn't go outside, so I was still a little sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a consequence.
But after I was a little sad, I was a little bit upset. More than a little.
More than a little upset?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We all get upset sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't get what we want all the time.
Mama also don't. Papa also don't. But it's hard for babies to do that. You know, earlier, baby dropped the plate and Papa got angry at her, and I told Papa to make this. I told Papa to stop breathe slow and make a small choice for Papa.
And then did he do it?
Yeah, but earlier I chose to be a tiny bit mad, but after a while I was okay.
You were okay?
Life
is like that. We get upset, we get mad, we cry.
That's emotions, Mama.
That's emotions, I know. And then we feel better after we cry.
Yep. You do, even when you're upset or angry. Always different kinds of feelings. Even though when you're scared.
That's another emotion.
Yeah, a different kind of emotion. No, I was wrong. Today I had all them doing my emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just today.
That's okay.
But it means
We're learning.
even though when I was that mad, you still love me that so much?
Of course. Always.
Yeah, I love you too.
That is just too adorable, child. That I had to give y'all that one more time, honey, because them babies are just doing it. These babies are they just setting us up. Let me give y'all the little baby. Let me give.
My heart is now broken. Pieces are falling apart.
Because she went home.
If you'll come back, my heart will be back together.
Okay.
But right now it's broken.
I'm so sorry. It's broken, son.
I'm frustrated.
Okay. It's okay.
Isn't that's just cuteness overload, and I just cannot get enough of saying for these babies to be able to articulate. Now we got the one baby doing her ABCs, and she doing her thing, honey. Even the LMNOP, she got the LMNOP, honey. Okay, and the QRS, she got that, honey. That baby learning her language. You hear me? But this one here talking about his heart is broken because his friend had to go home. Oh, honey, I just melted, honey. And little baby, she said, I had a hard day today. I was dealing with my emotions. I had a hard time doing my emotions today. Because, honey, to be able just to articulate that, my God, I'm just so hoping that they're able to keep that throughout their lives, because when we were children, we had all those cuties, but then life showed up, and then we were told 1 minute we told to tell the truth, then we told don't go snitching. We learn one thing and we're told the exact opposite in this world. Okay, and that there is what y'all want to talk about confusing kids. That's what becomes confusing because you tell us to tell the truth, but then mama telephone for tell him I'm not home, but you home. She said she ain't here. Okay. So we do all that to kids. Okay. So we make kids perplexed. Okay. And how to deal with the world. When these babies show that they know what they're doing. They know how to communicate. They know what their conversation is. Okay. Gothic people may love the stuff. Yeah, you're right. You're right. At a Gothic bar and carrying on. So smart, my God, he has better conversation than some adults. Point exactly. That's the point. That's exactly the point. Okay. He said, my heart is broken. Okay. My heart is broken and it's in many pieces. And my heart would be together again when she comes back. But right now I'm frustrated. That came from the baby. Now Tracy, the little baby saying the ABCs, the little boy with the heart broken, that's her older brother. Okay. And the Asian little young lady, with talking about her emotions and carrying on. Child, listen. And you know what? Here's something that just struck me with that. She's talking this in English, so we don't know if Papa is an Englishman or not because we never seen her dad. But for her to talk this clear in English is also amazing, because I would have thought that at that age that if both parents are Asian or of one of the Asian countries, that they would be teaching her their own language. But that baby's talking English. Okay. Talking about her emotions. Huh. Okay. And to make a smart choice. The baby dropped the plate and Papa got angry. And I said, stop, breathe slowly, and make a smart choice. Okay? Make a smart choice. How about that? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But listen, I'm gonna let you guys go because I got to get up out this chair. I'm telling y'all, I done changed chairs again, honey. And whatever this tension, when you're sitting down and all of that tightness that you get in your neck and shit, I got to get up from this chair. So having said all that, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished. And you have been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech. And in the absence of the Right Reverend, honey, Minister Lavelle, a.k.a. The Big Guy Ally, and Aunt Nikki, honey, we love and appreciate you. And if you love and appreciate us the way that you say that you do, honey, and show us that you do, like, subscribe, share on every platform that you see us on. Make sure that you like and subscribe, please. Okay. And tell all your friends to come over to like and subscribe, honey. Come on over here and dish some tea with us, okay? Bring your crumpets, darling, because we're going to have a lot for you to dunk, honey. But if you hate me, you don't like something that I said, you want a neck roll, you want a finger snap and click, you want to sit down there and talk about how big my nose is or how much this big motherfucker run or whatever the case is, you can tell all of your motherfucking enemies to like, subscribe, and to share, okay? Because one thing that you're going to understand, and two things that I know are for certain, is that everything that we are doing over here at Three the Hard Way, the syndicate, darling, everything that we're doing in any way, shape, style, form, and or fashion will move forward. Now, before I sing us off, I'm going to play one more thing that I want you to go home with.
Excuse you, I was just informed by the universe that you are doubting your abilities? You? The most scrumptious, magnificent, decadent little biscuit in the entire universe? You're doubting yourself? You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Honey, sweetie baby, I don't make the rules. You are smart, you are talented, you are kind, you are gorgeous, you are going to kick ass this week. Whether you like it or not. Stop doubting yourself, you adorable little petunia. It makes me sad.
It makes me sad. So, on that note, my darlings, honey, you guys have an amazing time. Be good to yourself, honey. It's still early enough. If you're trying to go out tonight, the witching hour has begun. It is a Friday night, honey. So go enjoy yourself. Be careful, be responsible. And until the next time, okay? Until then, and scene.